Here are 5 things you must know for Monday, March 4th. 1. Stocks rise on report trade deal could soon be finalized. U.S. stock futures rose on Monday, March 4th, following a report that said China and the U.S. were in the final stages of completing a trade deal. Contracts tied to the Dow Jones Industrial Average were up 60 points, futures for the S&P 500 rose 5.75 points, and Nasdaq futures gained 26.50 points. The Dow closed last week with a loss of 0.1%, ending a winning streak of 9 weeks, the longest since May 1995. The Nasdaq has risen for 10 straight weeks. The Wall Street Journal reported that Beijing offered to lower tariffs and other restrictions on American farm, chemical, auto, and other products, with the U.S. considering removing most, if not all, sanctions levied against Chinese products since last year. Hurdles do remain, but the talks have progressed to the extent that a formal agreement could be reached at a summit between Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping, probably around March 27, after Xi finishes a trip to Italy and France, individuals with knowledge of the plans told the Journal. A week ago, Trump said the March 1 deadline for raising tariffs on Chinese imports would be held off because of progress in negotiations. The economic calendar in the U.S. Monday includes construction spending for December at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. 2. Salesforce leads earnings calendar. Earnings reports are expected Monday from Salesforce.com, CRM, YY Inc., YY, and Ctrip.com, CTRP. Analysts surveyed by FactSet expect Salesforce, the cloud software company, to earn 55 cents a share in the fourth quarter on sales of $3.56 billion. Salesforce is a holding in Jim Cramer's Action Alerts Plus member club. Want to be alerted before Jim Cramer buys or sells CRM? Learn more now. 3. Tesla to unveil Model Y SUV on March 14. Tesla, TSLA, plans to unveil its Model Y on March 14 during an event at the electric car maker's design studio in Los Angeles, CEO Elon Musk said in a tweet on Sunday. Model Y, being an SUV, is about 10% bigger than Model 3, so will cost about 10% more and have slightly less range for same battery, Musk said in a tweet. Model Y unveil event on March 14 at LA Design Studio Elon Musk, at Elon Musk, March 3, 2019. The Model Y won't have the Falcon wing doors that are found on Tesla's bigger SUV, the Model X, The Verge reported. Musk previously had hinted that it might. Tesla shares were rising 1.1% in pre-market trading Monday. Musk last week said a move to offer a cut-down version of its flagship Model 3 sedan would likely result in a first-quarter loss, only weeks after telling investors he would turn the carmaker into the black. Tesla said last Thursday it will offer a $35,000 Model 3 with a reduced driving range of 220 kilometers, 132 miles, and a slimmed-down interior. Increasing price points will boost both the range and the top-end speed of the Model 3, the company said, while bulletin users will be able to receive the new car within 2 to 4 weeks. Tesla also said it would start shutting down its network of stores and showrooms to focus solely on online sales. Separately, Musk's SpaceX successfully launched Saturday an unmanned Falcon 9 rocket and Crew Dragon spacecraft in collaboration with NASA, and on Sunday the craft docked to the International Space Station. The unmanned mission is expected to gather information for a later flight that will potentially carry astronauts. The takeoff marked SpaceX's first flight with NASA's Commercial Crew program, and it marked the first flight test of spacecraft made for people but built and run by a commercial company, said NASA. The Falcon 9 is the 2-stage rocket that carries into orbit the Dragon, which is made to carry up to 7 passengers into space. SpaceX craft docks on Space Station 4. Huawei executive sues Canada over arrest. Attorneys for Huawei Technologies executive Meng Wanzhou filed a lawsuit alleging that the Canadian government, including border officials and national police, improperly searched, detained and questioned Meng in December, according to a statement provided to The Street. accused the government of serious breaches of her constitutional rights and seeking damages for misfeasance in public office and false imprisonment during her detention at Vancouver International Airport on December 1, according to a statement provided to The Street by Howard A. Mickelson and Alan L. Doolittle of Gudmunds Mickelson LLP, litigation counsel for Canada Border Services Agency. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police and the Government of Canada are all targets of the suit filed Friday in BC Supreme Court. On the same day, Canadian authorities had begun official proceedings to extradite Meng, Huawei's chief financial officer, to the U.S. from Canada. U.S. prosecutors accuse Meng of deceiving banks over Huawei dealings that potentially violated Iran trade sanctions. Huawei's Meng Wanzhou sues Canadian government. The New York Times, meanwhile, reported Monday that Huawei was preparing to sue the U.S. government for banning federal agencies from using the company's products. Citing two people familiar with the matter, the Times said the lawsuit would be filed in the Eastern District of Texas, where Huawei has its American headquarters. The company plans to announce the suit later this week. 5. AT&T plans revamp of CNN's digital operation. John Stankey, the AT&T executive at the helm of newly acquired Warner Media, is planning to revamp CNN's digital operation, which he believes isn't reaching its potential and requires more investment in product development and data analytics, the Journal reported, citing people familiar with the situation. Stankey has been steering a reorganization of Warner Media that resulted last week in the resignations of Richard Plepler, HBO's CEO, and David Levy, the president of Turner, the parent of cable channels CNN, TNT, TBS, and the Cartoon Network. The moves came days after AT&T cleared the last legal hurdle in its $85 billion acquisition of the Warner Media businesses. Jeff Zucker, the president of CNN Worldwide, whose contract runs through 2020, is expected to continue to report to Stankey after AT&T's restructuring is completed, the People told the Journal. He also is likely to oversee Turner Sports, according to the Journal.